This is, without a doubt, the coolest crystal chamber I have ever made. It is entirely handmade, except for the kill switch cover, that's 3D printed, and the spring conduit for the wire passage, that's also a found part. Every other piece of this is handmade. We're gonna go over the construction in depth from top to bottom, bottom to top, and then we'll do a demo video showing the owner how to use it. Starting at the top here, we have a little slot, and that is to aid in our chassis retention. This is a chassis that is both removable and static if you want to bolt it down, so that's what that little channel is for. Up top we have our connector, of course, and it is held in this nice printed plastic cover for a little contrasting detail, and also so we don't short circuit anything. In the chamber we have these really cool details, milled in on an angle, some copper pipes going to some aluminum tubes on top and bottom, working all the way around the chamber. You can see them. We have a couple anodized blue titanium accents. We have our brass stabilizer rods. We have our aluminum radiator rods and our blued titanium radiator fins with our brass wire cover in the middle. These fins have been weathered on the edges for a little bit of contrast and remain blue on the inside details. Inside the chamber we have a clear crystal so that it will glow bright green when lit, but look quite neutral when off. On the back side here we have some mesh over a pixel strip that is being used as a bar graph LED for our battery level. Over here we have a couple milled slots with perlage. The bottom, of course, is our speaker. And this is the beauty here. We have a couple handmade screws which are blued steel. Even this tiny screw up there is handmade, and if you look inside there, I don't even know if I can get it on camera, it's so small. We have our tiny M0.5, that's a 0.5 millimeter diameter thread, screwing in our fin to our hinge, which is also handmade. It's made out of steel and hardened and tempered, and it's assembled with a brass pin in the middle, and it functions as a hinge. So at the bottom of its swing, it's quite loose. We have these magnets to hold it down. But at the top of its swing, it becomes tight, so it's not going to slam down randomly. Now, this is, of course, a little delicate. Don't be rough with this. Treat it nicely. When it goes down, the magnets will hold it on. Nice and sturdy. Don't use a metal piece, but you want something small, like a guitar pick, to get in there to pull up the battery. This is a demo battery, so I'm fine doing this, but once it's up, you're going to push back on an angle and pull it out. And inserting it, much the same way. On the back is our kill switch.
I respectfully accept.
And as you can see, we have not only a color for the strip, but also a level, so we can see we're probably 2/3 full. When it's on, it runs nicely. Everything glows nicely. We have twist on, twist off, of course, and a big 28mm speaker. The approach to this chassis presented a difficult aesthetic choice because I wanted it to be clean, but I didn't want it to look unused. So I filed down the tops of all the titanium fins to add a little contrast, and we have some scratches on the outside of the chassis from actual use going in and out here. In a baggie here is a small M2.5 set screw. That goes in the center. If you want the chassis to be static, you're going to hold it up, tighten the screw down, and that'll hold it in place. It is sized, however, with a spacer on the bottom where it's not necessary to use the retention. It can be fully removable like this. It's a nice snug fit up there. The only thing you have to note is that there are a couple sizes of screws that go in the top 3 screw holes, and the smallest screw has to go in the same hole you use the chassis retention screw. To take it out, all you do is wiggle it off, set aside the emitter, tap the chassis out from the bed. My personal preference is to use the retention screw to hold it in. I don't like chassis that flip out like that, but it is fun to have it be fully removable. That's about all there is to this demo. Check out our website for some close-up photos of this build to see how cool it looks under a macro lens. Thanks for watching. May the force be with you.